Hi everyone, Kelly Hackman here, answering more of your questions from my social media requests to send me all you got so I can answer questions for you about business, life, and publishing. Today's question comes from Allie, and Allie asks, what was your desire or motivation to create so many unique entrepreneurial businesses? Well, Allie, my desire came from a need to be able to drive traffic to our downtown district. Having been born and raised here in Port Richey, I really love my community, and I really love the potential that it's had for so many years. And when I had the opportunity to put a business here, I wanted to do something that would drive traffic to the community to show how great we are. So in looking at lots of different options for business, I started researching about the tea industry, and I found that people will travel for up to 2 to 3 hours away to visit a tea room and enjoy afternoon tea. So that made the decision to do a tea house very simple for me, because it was hitting the demographic and the target of what I wanted, which was people coming in from out of the area to support and see our cute downtown, in addition to the support of the local community. I think you have to have both when you're talking about redevelopment. So I opened the tea room, and we saw a lot of great success for it. A lot of people traveling from far away, as Gainesville and Ocala, Orlando, Bradenton, and Sarasota, and then of course our local community supporting us as well. So it really did do what I wanted it to, which was bring in people from outside the area to see our quaint and cute historic downtown. Now, as if one business wasn't enough, when we were looking at other amenities that historic downtowns have that help drive traffic, we started doing some research on breweries. And it just so happens that my husband loves beer and loves fancy craft beer too. And my mom's first gift she ever gave my husband was a beer journal that he could write down information about a beer he was drinking, from the flavor, from the aroma, from the hops, all these aspects of beer that you may not know exist. He was tracking this in his journal for years before we decided to open a brewery. And so we had always talked about having a second business in town and using that business again to drive traffic from outside of the area. And in further research, we knew that the brewery would help make that happen. And so we were watching a city council meeting one night, and one of the council members said, gosh, town's really coming together now. All we need is a brewery. At that time, my husband looked at me. We were sitting on the couch. He looked at me and he said, I think it's time to do a brewery. It's something we'd always planned on doing because we knew the potential to drive traffic downtown was unique, and we needed that. It wasn't something that we were planning on doing at that moment, but we knew we had to take the leap and make it happen for our community. So that one, again, came out of a love of wanting to drive traffic to our community, to the downtown area, so that people would come, and then of course more businesses come. As we have more foot traffic and we have more people downtown, then more businesses want to come, and that's what we want. We want to continue that process of growing the community, the locals, the tourists, and then business as well. It's all working together. And so that's how the second business came about. Again, so different from the tea room, but a driver of economic opportunity as well here in downtown. The salt room was really an afterthought for us, and it came about at a time during COVID when we were facing shutdowns and closures, and people keeping away from each other, staying at home, and different things like that. And we were looking at something that would be beneficial on the holistic side that's kind of unique as well, but a rather newer modality here in the United States. Now, Brian and I have been using a salt room for over 9 or 10 years now. Every time we travel, we would visit salt rooms to help us with our respiratory health. And we actually have been to them all over the southeastern United States, all different types. And we started thinking about what something like that would do in our downtown. Would it help drive traffic? Maybe not necessarily, but it would help with local health and wellness. And we know when our communities are healthier, they thrive better. And so this was a way for us to get to offer some health modalities or some holistic modalities that are natural, that would help our community stay healthy and therefore stay active and be vibrant and building and bring economic prosperity to our town. like I said, we know when people are healthy, they're happy, and they want to come and be a part of things. And so we looked at the Salt Room as a way to help introduce a natural modality of respiratory wellness for the community, not just for people that suffer from extended issues like COPD and lung disease and lung cancer and things like that, but also the common allergies and colds and the sinus things that we have going on. Now, it's a newer modality here in the United States. It's only been around like 20, 30 years. Europe has had it for decades, longer than us. And so we thought this would be a great opportunity to introduce our community to some holistic benefits and in a natural way with something a little bit newer and be on the forefront of health and wellness in our community. And so that's how the Salt Room came up. Really, all three businesses are unique in their own way. And that's what I like too. I like that all of them are very different. So it gives us a wide range of things that we can help bring into the community and help it prosper through different avenues. I think that versatility is very important in business, especially when you own multiple businesses. And so I'm really proud that Brian has been supportive of the Tea Room and the Salt Room, and I'm supportive of his brewery as well. And really thinking outside the box of what we can offer. I think the more we think outside the box, the more we can drive traffic into the community to support us long term. And so that's really what the driving factor was when we developed all three businesses, was how do we bring that traffic, that unique traffic in that will support town in the long term and help us to grow and prosper and have that economic impact that we wanted, so that town will continue to grow and thrive and attract new businesses. Businesses can't stay stagnant and towns can't stay stagnant. So they have to continuously grow and move. They're like a body, constantly breathing and moving and doing. And you have to keep that going to keep the vibrancy. And so I've enjoyed having a business at different aspects. Like our tea room is celebrating 9 years in January. The brewery just celebrated 6 years in the summertime this year. And then the Salt Room, oddly enough, just celebrated 3 years, even though it was closed from a flood. In October this year, we celebrated 3 years open. So they're at very different stages, 9 years, 3 years, 6 years, and 3 years. And I think that was important in us creating uniqueness too, as we were able to step back and look at the different types of businesses and then create that unique type of business and atmosphere for our community. So I am motivated by something different. I love when things are different. I love when it's not just a run-of-the-mill type of business. For me, it creates interest and it keeps me engaged, and that's really important as a business owner. And so I think when you're looking at opening a business or doing anything as a business, especially brick and mortar, and especially in historic towns, doing things that are unique, maybe localized even, which is a lot of fun, being able to focus on like Florida and the history of Port Richey and things like that. I think those things are really important to help drive traffic. And the more unique they are, as long as there's a broad appeal to a large audience or a wide audience, it's going to find success because people are looking for those type of things. So that's what motivates me to create unique ideas and drive traffic. It all comes back to creating a whole well-rounded place for us to call home. And I'm looking forward to maybe coming up with something new in the future. But for now, I'm going to focus on these three. And if anybody has any unique ideas or anything you want to talk through, let me know. I love hearing ideas and I love helping with these unique ideas and these unique businesses. So I'm always here for you. Allie, thank you so much for the great question. I'll be answering more questions soon, so be sure to check back.